Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. What is up, everybody? This is Unc with this week's Read the Room. Um, Man, what a great week! A lot of information in the market last week from the CPI, the elections, a little bit even from Russia. Just a lot of uncertain things, a little more certain on now, and you definitely seen the market react. Um, Love to say we were definitely ready. Process is pretty simple here. I know you guys, a lot of you guys don't get on this. But I'm trying to push more people towards this part of the video. Our process is pretty simple. I come up with this list right here every week. Um, Professor goes through it with the flow. Then he has some flow plays. He kind of the same. I go through it with the TA. We both kind of come up with our own notes. 100% full disclosure. This week I went real light just to try to make people focus on this list. 15 stocks is three a day. You don't need to be trading everything. Just find a couple that fit your style. Wait for them to come to you, um, and just trade off the levels. Right now it's very successful. Did throw in a couple notes throughout the week, maybe some upgrades, but not too much. And then today I went back through and just kind of I did some victory laps here. But you can see all these plays off the list last week not only hit the target, but they gave the entry level as well. Um, yeah, just keeping it simple and taking your profit. 5 to 10%. If you want to leave some runners, that's fine. Um, just find a way to manage that yourself. Um, Everyone's style, account, and everything's a little different. So, really trying to push people here. I want people to get into trades, let them pan out, and see where they either go right or wrong, so we can either fix or continue that process. So let's. That's pretty much your EDU for this week. I wanted to start with that so we can kind of get on the same page with what we're doing. So again, collabs is kind of where we start. Me and Professor kind of get stuff together. Tomorrow we're going to talk for an hour and a half to come up with the hot list. Then we kind of kick out of the hot list and grab the best in our notes. This is how I do mine. He does his more on a daily level. As he sees the flow come in, mine's a TA. We kind of wait and see, put our line in the water, so it's a little bit different, even in styles. So um, without any more of that, um, well, no, one more thing. Kind of find your way, what works for you. If you're more of a swinger, probably want to be hanging out with me more. If you're more of a small account day trader, kind of want to be hanging out with Professor more. Um, yeah, just availability, account size, and life in general kind of dictate what you should be doing. Figure that out first instead of just trying to follow whoever you think is going to make you $1 million, because the only person that's going to make you $1 million is you. All right. So let's get to work here. You know how to do it. Off the cuff, no pause. Going to get into scanning screeners this week. Did not add too many. Actually, I think once again, just like last week, there's a lot of stuff on the hot list that um, isn't going to come out on this list. So catching the voice chat will be huge because we do cover that in there. I'll try to drop a timestamp so you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just watch the hot list section of that. So AA, I hope it's not on the hot list, but if it is, oh well. AA is first for me here. Sorry. Oh, it's not on the hot list because that's the hot list. Sorry. All right, AA is first for me. Sorry. 46. This is actually the top of the channel. We got the 32 down here a few weeks ago. Kind of moved our way up. Got through the ER, but reclaiming this 46 with strength on Friday. I want to know if this is real or not. Like the sector. Also something to do with copper prices. Professor will tell me though. I think it's 350. Affirmed. I don't really need to read the prices because they're going to be on the chart. So this I think Goose called this one. Is either this or Upstart, but they're all the same right now. We got a big flush. Um, Kind of more about timing. If you had ER before or around the election, you just got a big flush. You really did. So a lot of things are just checking back to the channel that they were at. I want to know if 16.95 or $17 is now resistance, or if that's going to be support, and we can play it back in the channel. From there, 20 would be it. So that 17 to 20 move is what I'm kind of looking for. I was trying to take a drink of coffee there. Shout out to the RTL on the hour right there. Kind of the level I want to play it back to. Someone asked me, Seth asked me about these, or Viperfish, sorry, dropping your real name. Asked me about these 70-30 lines, and I really don't pay too much attention to these on volume profile. That's where 70% of the shares have been traded. But you can see there's just been a lot down here, so it's giving you the bottom. This line will just update with the stock, so technically that's not there. This one, it's starting to, but I would rather just use the sharp shelves on volume profile. And where it starts to get bulky, as you can see, is where our $17 level is. Where it actually starts to get, I guess, this way is more important than that way to me. Ah, dang it, there's another EDU for you, though. Next up, we have, I'll go to the list so you can see it. Alto. This one's kind of been decent. 375 reclaim, again, same setup. It flushed out of ER. Back to this level that we were on for quite some time. Alto was on 375 for quite some time. Then it broke up to maybe 425. Yeah, so that 50-cent range right there is definitely playable. Hopefully the flow will say 5, and this will continue back up here after about 2 months of hanging out down here in the high 3s, low 4s. Right, this is the last time I'm putting this one on this one if it doesn't work out. Build-A-Bear. It's just been throttling last about month. Breakout happened very, very fast, and now we're checking on the 17 level. I'm just looking for flow reads up into the 20s, or maybe some 17 puts or something like that. Get this thing moving back up and out of the zone. $40 teddy bears, man. They gotta be making money. CDE. Full disclosure, these guys did have bad ER, but I don't think it matters too much. I think the bad ER was why we got the dip back to this level. Tapped it on the pre-market. We're there. So maybe 3-day rule. Maybe check this late Monday, early Tuesday, see where we're at. But you can see the established zone here, back into the 4s, maybe even 450 from the trend. So that whole dollar move I'm very, very interested in. We do have a lower level here. So let this pan out, but you can see, man, it's real strong off 350. CGC, bro, did I nail this weed thesis? Did I nail? Come on, chat. Y'all know, I nailed this. 222 to 430. Multiple notes all around. I just want to see if Professor has more. If you look at the weekly. Let me get a little more weekly sauce on here. Look at weekly. That's only half. We're only halfway back here. Really could get into the 6s, low 5s, or excuse me, high 5s, low 6s, no problem. Especially if we get a breakout here. You can see there's a lot less volume when you get up here. So do be mindful that this is a spot that probably can turn around and check back down, but also if we get above it, it'll be a breakout. So I'm on all of these. I like them. You know why. I shouldn't have to tell you. Yada, yada, yada. Pick a couple. But really proud of this one because it's now more than Tilray. Calm. This one is a chart that I love. Especially if you look at the larger time frame. This 930 right here is obviously something. We've made this move now 3 times. They did have ER, so we are kind of doing the wait and see here, but we're holding this level well still. Looking like we can get ads under the level. With the range out of it has been about 13 both times on these pops. 1250 if you want to count that one too. So I just like that in general, especially if we get like mid 9s or low 9s. What's holding here? Yeah, if this 9 holds, that's even better, because it's going to give you a little time to get back in on the level after it does confirm. Some things are hard to catch, like that Aton P40 on Thursday. You literally have to have an alert set for that, or you're not getting it. That one, this calm looks like you have some time to get it. So Disney, on again, off again with the mouse. These bigger plays showing once again, always buy when the news is the worst. Actually got some of the first move, not much out of this, out of ER, um, but I didn't get back into it down in the 80s like I probably should have, um, especially when what was 85, 86 was offered. But anyways, enough of me. Back into the zone here, 92, 103. The 103 flow reads were perfect last time, so I just like something that we confidently played like 3 weeks ago. Um, with the same setup and see if we can get the same strikes. Um, Also, not a bad time to grab some Disney. Hard to get the bottom, but if you are going to get the bottom, you're probably buying some, like falling off. Someone's probably falling off Splash Mountain or something, or you're not going to nail the bottom on these. You have to buy, especially the bigger names. They turn so fast, and you'll see a lot of that in the room recently because there's been some overreactions on ERs lately. So um, DNMR. It's been a while on this one. This and AMRS kind of similar. I love the weekly here, trending back up. I only have one line on this chart. It's $4, so I was waiting for the confirmation of the trend, but really we got around this ER, so that's more important to me. It was last Monday, so we had some confirmation throughout the week. Just looking for $4 reads on Professor. This one seems to be a little bit safer to me. Dole. Just another continuation. This is probably on the hot list. My bad if it is. Just getting to the $9 level. This is one of those names that I trusted before, kind of before this. I guess last ER episode. Um, I liked Dole just as like everyone knows who they are. When they got down low here, Flo Reed also said they were going to make it back into the sevens and eights. Ended up going all the way back to 9. Um, which is kind of the level I think it should be trading around, especially if you look at the 1 year. So I'm just interested if the float has like 10s, 11s, or if it's a more bearish outlook with the flow. Again, a safer play right now. I think that's important for some people to have stuff that's super safe, where the name is familiar for them to recognize. Not just trading a crap company that they never heard of. F-Cell. Speaking of crap companies you never heard of. Back to the 350, trying to get quite this trend line. Professor usually has strong flow reads here. Play this into the 4s. Just like that, what we're doing around our stuff. Again, real hard to catch. A lot of things did Thursday, Friday, pump ups. These are definitely momentum day trades. Trying to get more of the solid level for a trade with a little more size and strength. Funko. We got that 10-11 gap here, 11-15 gap. Yeah, 11-15 gap. You can see it right here real well on the daily chart. Volume profile is above that, so I do like that. The majority of the shares this year have been traded up here. I just think we're going to gap fill. Some if not all of that. Seeing what the professor sees. Want to keep it high on his radar because I think those calls will come pouring in before the move. He will probably be early, but I'm trying to be earlier. That's what I mean there. FSR. Let's talk about crappy companies. And there's another one. So this has been under. Didn't really have a floor. I could probably call one now that we have 2 bottoms. Not really. I'd like to see more shares traded down there. But just reclaiming the channel. A lot of these going on currently. So it's Thursday, Friday for real. Or is it going to check back down? Flow should dictate that. Hertz. A lot of kind of EV car stuff coming around. I think we're going to get a pickup there and solar. Hertz reclaim. Like what I'm seeing here. Really, outside of these guys investing in themselves, I don't think they're in a bad business spot. But spending money right now just isn't the thing. Definitely still in a downtrend overall, but back on our level, looking for the 20 flow reads. Our flow reads into the 2022 kind of being the top. Kind of a long-term like for me. LRN. I've always wanted to call these guys a couple times, but chart's getting really good here, I think. Just confirming that 32 to 34 area. I don't know what you want to call this pattern, but whatever it is, it is. I just want to get the professor's opinion on this because this 34 to 45 is a pretty darn good range. I mean, we're at the 50% range. If it's just going to drop every ER, maybe we can play it the other way. Think LGHL. Matterport. Hit this one in notes. No, it's not Matterport. It's not Matterport. Hit this one in notes coming out of ER. Back on the 383 channel. Again, real hard to catch these more day scalps. But now that we're going to confirm this level, we might find a trade here. 571 is the target, so $5 to $6 calls from this $4 level is what I'm looking for. I think that's 20 or 50%, something like that. I don't know. Sounds good though. PSNY, good news. Those EV. So y'all know, full disclosure, I follow EVs like crazy, and a lot of them reports haven't been good, to be quite honest with you. Most of them either on pace and need money, off pace, need money, or very few are good, forward looking. Most are just holding the line, so to speak. These guys actually didn't put out a bad report, so caught them in chat. Some people were on it before ER in the forest, so shout out to them. I think Vegan might have been one of them. Shout out to the people that got on early, but like where it's headed, Professor had seen some good flow in it, so I just want to see if his flow lines up with mine in the conversation we're about to have tomorrow. So that's why it's on here. Nothing technically on the chart. This could pull back even more, but if he has like $7 and $8 calls, something I'm gonna be very, very interested in. If he just sees like sixes, I think we probably already made that move from what he's seen. So gonna see what the old flow says on this tomorrow. Tune on in. All right. PayPal. I like doing this freestyle like this because then you guys know I'm just telling you what I feel instead of some con artist note thing. Man, my levels are legit. Just simple dirty TA. Practice it. I would suggest having lines on every chart. But PayPal here's back at the top. I wish I would have caught this bottom out of ER. We probably should have played it. My bad on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this was at the end of the last week, and I just was not liking the ERs. So my bias kind of kicked in. I should have caught it, though, coming in this week, and I just didn't. I'm more of a square fan, to be honest. But we're here. 90's huge for me. 90's bigger than 100 for me on PayPal, so I want to see what the professor has because that's where you want to start adding, especially if we get back into the channel if he has 100 reads. So PayPal. Rad. All right, this is another good example of the stuff that Professor kind of writes about it better than I talk about it, but we just don't really like to play stuff under our levels. Rather play in here, especially if we can read the flow. Although this $4 support is banging now down here, to be honest with you. But yeah, 575 back to 9. Flow reads were really easy on this because they did take the 9s the last time we played it. Redfin. Kind of sketch about the sector, but the report was good and the stock responded, and we're way flipping under. This is still 9, 10 with even more potential here. Look at this weekly. This is one of the ones I got just murdered. It's a $100 stock. It's at 5% of the price it was a year and a half ago. Maybe 2 years. Don't judge my calendar math. Sorry. But yeah, like this chart setup. The report was decent. See what the professor says. Again, we talk constantly about the market overreacting. I think they did with real estate. Redfin and Zillow, kind of no-brainers. Run. You're seeing similar setups. We'll get through ER back to our level. 30 to 44 is the channel. Hasn't really got there. That's good in two things, because if we do break out above the 40, which I believe it is, yeah, if we do break out above the 40, 30 to 40 is still a good tradable range, but those usually get moving because there hasn't been any shares traded above this 40 level since a year ago. The 13th was the last time shares were traded up here. So there is kind of a natural gap. Oh, look, the 1 year shows it. There's kind of a natural gap forming um, as time has passed. So the people that are just holding this year are mostly ahead. AKA prime example for leg up. Shop, 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 shop. Everybody. Um, shop jumped off this shop 32. I love. That's why I have this line. Um, perfect high or low. You can see it on there. Let's go in here so we can see this a little bit. But yeah, perfect high or low here. But man, did it run back up to the 40 level. I want to see if we're going to trail back from the professor, or if we're finally going to break out of this and go into the 50, 55er shopper area. SVM, silver. Bam, two. So yeah, upper level, upper decker here on this. Metals and materials. I think they stay hot. I think they stay hot for sure. Just confirming this. Again, we've been down in this channel, confirming this upper channel. Like here's that big smooth on the thing. So if we got some 354s from the professor, definitely want to hop into this guy. Yeah, I don't think they're going to close out the year with weakness. Twillo. Unlike this guy, it's totally different play. How do you go from silver to Twillo? Flipping. Let's read that note. We got to read that note because there's some gas to that. Gap 55 to 62, 80 is the top. So I'm not playing support. Most of the time, I think that's where I differ with people, is I don't play things that are not on some flipped level of support I trust. I don't play, oh, this could go here. But this gap right here, especially on the daily, let me zoom in. Yeah, the bigger you go on the daily, the bigger the gap get. There's a gap right here, which is 55-ish to 62, and then this 80 is the top end. 72 be mindful of, though. I probably should have changed the note to 72. I just don't like moving my lines around because I want to see where I was wrong. But obviously that was $8 less, or what, 10% less. Probably would have been a better line. Imagine that. So yeah, play that. I like this gap, especially once it gets going. If there's any shorts in it, they got to cover. That kind of gets the ball rolling. We like balls that roll. VTNR probably on the hot list. Oh well. So this one I called below it just because of the trend. I think we were at 6-ish. So like the 640, whatever we started calling it, even 7, back to this $9 level, that was enough meat for me to say, hey, let's try to reclaim this channel, because we have kind of built some support down here. But now we're back into that channel for like the second time. So I want to see if we're going to get mid-candle or better. Pretty simple play. It's an energy play. Heavily shorted, I believe, so can make some power moves. All right, and Inside Bar Weekly is the next. Hold on, I got to put it on here. Sorry, folks. We went real time today. Inside Bar, I think all. Okay, yeah, so inside, I only picked a few out, but Inside Bar Weekly is what we're looking for. It's inside the bar the last week. Got a few of them on here. I basically scouted the ones that we normally play. So that was the addition this week. Nothing major on those. A lot of things I looked at, like contracts up, contracts down, they just didn't give me the results. I did like this. I took my watch scan and I put it on the weekly this week. I did like the results from that. Bam, just change it to the weekly. I did like the results from that, so always be mindful of using these guys. And if you haven't downloaded these RTL scans, definitely download them, or download it. Make yourself an hour one. Here. Make yourself an hour one, and I had to sort them by RSI because there was just too many results. So I threw that on there as well and sorted it by my main top. But all this does for you is find charts that are inside this box right here. This is the RTL scan. Kind of show you if you're gonna get breakout. I do have the one for the 5-minute chart. That's the other one. But those are in right here. You're not gonna be able to see it. I gotta bring that over here. Those are in RTL Insight. Yep. Oh look, you can even have my watch list, RTL scans. That's all in here. So yeah, make use of that. Ask some questions. Need some help? You want to make some changes? I got your back for sure. All right, everybody. That's about it. Want to keep this thing minimum on the timer so they're digestible for you guys. Have a great week. Pick out a couple you like. Ask a lot of questions. Set up some levels and alerts. Make some money. But most importantly, respect the lines and always read the room.